Good day, collective. I hope y'all are doing well today. I have to say, y'all, I feel like I have been getting dragged today. So I'm so happy to be in the sanctuary with my family to reflect, to grow, to really think, right? Think free of stress. Today's word is bring your heart and mind into harmony for your greatest good. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. When we think about heart and mind, when heart and mind are in balance and in harmony, it means peace. It will mean peace for you. I have said in previous messages that I have really struggled to let go. And I never have said why I struggle so hard to let go. And the reason that I struggle so hard to let go is because my heart chakra is super activated. I feel so hard for people, not just romantically, just people I care for, organizations that I care for, the impact that I care about making. I feel I love so hard, probably too much. And when I say that, it's not that loving too hard. We don't want to, love to me is the highest frequency of the universe, but when it's out of balance, when you love so hard and you want to connect so hard to people, places, and things that you leave yourself vulnerable. You leave yourself vulnerable to people, places, and things to yank you, to drag you, essentially, because you're not activating your mind or your crown, which is connected to your divine, right? Divine knowledge. Because if you know that a person, place, or thing is not in alignment for your greatest good, and you know that they're dragging you, or you know that they are not in alignment with your divine path, even though you love them tremendously, then that knowing should regulate that feeling that you're having, even if it's intense. This is a constant battle that happens in all of us, where the heart wants what the heart wants. But then we know better. We know better. And I'm talking in relation to people, places, and things, but it also comes down to sometimes we know that the best course for our life is to be by ourselves. I'm not talking about in all relationships, but like romantically. Sometimes we know that we just need time to focus on ourselves, to heal ourselves, so that we can reset and be in a good place to receive the real type of love that we deserve. The authentic, balanced love that we need, the caring that we need, the peace that we need. But we can't bring that in if we're in a lower frequency place. Remember, we attract what we are. And we cannot attract the type of love that we want if we are not at a place of alignment that we need to be. And so I know personally it's hard when you're sitting there and you're like, but I want to be in a relationship, or say I'm getting old, or time is rushing by, and so your heart wants connection. And it doesn't have to be romantic, and then can just be friendships. I want to connect with this person. I want to stay connected to this organization because you care. It's not wrong to care, but it can be harmful when you allow the fact that you feel so much and that you care so much that it's to your detriment, because if you're holding on and it's time to let go for too long, then you're putting yourself in the pathway of harm, because you've outgrown that situation, you've outgrown that person. And the way that I've seen life work is that when you try to stay past your due date, God will make sure that you let go. And it ain't gonna be the way you want it to. Not at all. I'm kind of in a situation right now, and I'm not gonna go into details, but I kind of in a situation, not with a person. I have to say that I'm very much in love, but where I held on so long to something and my due date expired, and so now I'm like having a real personal conversation with God and the angels, and I'm like, look here, I know, but and I'm negotiating with the divine. Yeah, you try it, but you know, it'll if you don't go when you're supposed to go and you try to hold on, you might just get yanked and the tower might just fall on you, and then it's gonna be a lot harder to kind of get back onto your real path for your greatest good, for your alignment. But I think the most important thing for you to know is that when you're not in harmony with your heart and mind, it will put you in a state of distress. And it can be that way too if your mind is more, right? It is more balanced towards your mind than your heart, because if your heart becomes cold and you're all thought based, all logic based, then you stop being caring, you stop engaging, you stop being compassionate, you stop being empathetic, you stop being present, you stop centering what matters the most, which is personal connection. And you don't want that either. That's harmful, extremely harmful too. It is true, our relationship to ourselves is very important. Improving ourselves to be the best version of ourselves is our primary objective here. It's part of our evolution, it's part of our growth. But personal connection is a secondary priority. And all of that is ruled by a connection to the divine, because we are all one. We have to love ourselves. We have to love our brothers and sisters. All in servants of our love for God, the sovereign. And we are sovereign as well. So, if you want peace of mind, I really, really encourage you. And I'm talking very objectively, but I know from really being in these situations where you really love somebody, I'll go with the person, you really, really want to be with somebody, but you know that person isn't in alignment for you. You know that person isn't really on the same level with you, the same frequency with you. You know that they're not putting in the work on themselves like you are to be a better person, to be truthful, to be caring, to be kind, to be giving, to be compassionate, to be empathetic. You know that person isn't, to be loving, to be loyal, and that they are gravitating out of your orbit, but you won't let them go. Sometimes you got to let people go if they cannot respect your boundaries and if they're not growing with you. And that can be very hard, this tug of war between our mind and our hearts. And it is a balancing act, one that takes practice. So be kind to yourself today if you're hearing this message and it's resonating you. Don't run out and make any hasty decisions. Take your time and really process what this means for you. Much love and peace be unto you always.